Okay, I had some time to kill, so I decided I would walk over to the terminal just to see how things have changed since the last time I flew out of here in December of 2019. And they have changed quite a bit. The restaurant I was hoping to have supper at is gone, so that was one change. So no supper for me, but I had a big lunch, so I'll be okay. The security screening used to be down an escalator from the 3rd floor, but now it's all on the 3rd floor. Once you go through screening, I'm not sure what happens after that here in Ottawa. As I walk back now to the hotel, I'll take a few shots of the blown down debris, posts, trees, signs. Some of these things all went during the storms that blew through here on Saturday. So right now I'm walking back via the long-term parking lot. I take a pretty dicey trip, actually, through a spot that has no sidewalks, and it's quite narrow as all the cars go underneath an overpass. I'm going to flip the camera around a little bit here, and it's going to spin around, and in the distance, just underneath those progressive YOW signs that you see fading off into the distance there, just behind that taxi, there's a hotel building. That basically is where I'm going. So it's about 1 kilometer. It's not all that long, actually. About, 5/8 of a mile? Not that much. So it should take me 15 minutes or so. Although I'll be walking back fairly gingerly due to the lack of a way or a pathway to go on safely. I don't want to turn my back to the traffic, so I'll likely pause until I see no cars coming. Then I'll run through the underpass, come out the other side, hopefully in one piece, and then continue my walk on the grass. Anyway, Ottawa Airport is quite a nice structure. You can't see much here from the road, but there are lots of levels. There's 3 main levels. The bottom level is arrivals. The top 3rd level is departures. And there are ramps that allow cars to drop people off and pick people up. There's also a fairly large parking garage that is located through a walkway from the terminal building. Over there, that building with all the white structure on top, the girders, that is Transport Canada's facility. Belongs to the federal government. I guess so do I. And out there, through lots of fencing, is the actual air side of the airport. This apparent corrugated wall is actually the air side on the other side of that. Airplanes will sometimes do run-ups there when they advance their throttles and still on the ground. There's quite a blast that comes off of that. So those barriers are there to protect the cars that are parked here from getting pocked up with dust and dirt as the high-speed air goes past them. Of course, there was a lot of high-speed air here on Saturday. So here's the access road I was talking about. As you can see, it narrows. And when the fine folks at the Ottawa Macdonald-Cartier Airport Authority decided to design this transportation system, they decided to put a bottleneck right here, which not only bottlenecks cars and forces all cars into a single lane before they cross, but also basically makes it a shooting gallery for pedestrians. So traffic is not too bad right now, and I think I'll be able to go through safely. We'll see. Well, I guess we won't see. If you don't see this video, I didn't make it. So I'm going to slow down a bit here. There goes the 97 bus. That bus used to go all the way downtown to the main streets of Ottawa, but now it stops at Herdman Station. And Herdman is where you now pick up the LRT, the light rail transit, that takes you into downtown. All right, I'm going to make a run for it here in a second. Well, 3 cars overtook me while I was going through. That's not too bad. First guy was quite kind and pulled way out, so I'll take it. Just a few feet, maybe 5 feet off the ground, and that's where it snapped. There's one down there in the corner on the curve that also snapped. There's another one of those signs with the no stopping sign on it. Crashed to the ground, and it has failed seemingly at the same point. Up ahead, we have several in a row that have toppled. Now that bus that went by a while ago, oh, there's one of the ballasts from one of the lights that fell. Likely not much good anymore, but it must have blown across the road. Normally they'd be located up there. That bus that went by was the 97 on its way to Herdman Station, the one that used to go downtown. And the first place it stops after leaving the airport, and I've taken that bus many times, is right here at this bus station. Now, I'm not positive that this was the storm that did this, because I wasn't here and watched it happen. But I strongly suspect that it was. By the look of things, the wind got caught inside the bus station, blew most of the windows out. Some glass is intact. Some has been shattered and scattered all over the place, and there's some metal here as well. And the actual Herdman sign is down, showing the bus that stops here. And over here, closer to the hotel, as I go up this sidewalk, the sidewalk actually is obstructed by some of the windfall here. So there's a tree that was not only toppled over, but also looks like it had quite a twist as it came down. And it's now got to be cleaned up. There's a tree right there that was blown right over. The tree remained intact, but it pulled itself up out of the ground by the roots. And here's an even bigger example of that, where a tree went down, revealing a large root structure underneath. And I suspect that those trees can't be put back into their original upright position. And here's a piece where the top must have snapped off of that tree. And this walkway brings me back to the hotels. There's the Hilton Garden Inn, where I'm not staying this time, but I've been there before. And the Fairfield by Marriott, which is where I am this time. So back over off the beaten path here, we have some evidence of the blowdown in that area. And some of the leaves on this little tree here, they just budded. They just budded 2 weeks ago as the spring came along, and now they're drying up and pretty much dead. And that'll be the end of the story for that tree. So we're heading back to the hotel. Thanks for coming along on the journey. And tomorrow, I'll be flying out of Ottawa for Toronto, and then on to Charlottetown to finish my Hamvention trip down to Dayton, Ohio and back. More video about that is found elsewhere also. So take care.